What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to go and unbox the Nintendo Switch. I've been waiting for this thing for a very long time. I wanted to get this thing since 4 months since the announcement. I was supposed to buy myself a tablet, but instead of getting one, I decided to go and wait and buy the Switch because it is awesome. There are so many things that I want to show you about the Nintendo Switch. I did not get one to Switch, so I can't show you that, but it did get Zelda Breath of the Wild. And there's so many things that it could do. Well, technically it could only play video games. So first thing we're going to notice in the box, it's just a box. It's very unusual. Well, it's unusual to the point where it's actually usual. There's nothing special about the box. It's just a box. But we're going to go ahead and open it up anyway. So in the box, we get the Nintendo Switch with the two Joy-Con controllers. So we get the two Joy-Cons. I love these Joy-Cons. They're actually really good quality, except for they don't feel like a Pro controller, and Nintendo is kind of going with the whole marketing concept where they're trying to sell you the Nintendo Pro controller. So they don't want to make these really high quality because they don't want to give you a reason to get the Pro controller, because there's a lot of you guys who are just going to play on the go, but then, you know, because they're the controllers, the D-pads aren't so good, you're going to think of actually upgrading. Here is the controller, which will be used for the two Joy-Cons, which, again, I mean, a lot of people are complaining that, wait, did I plug it in correctly? Yes, one time I actually did this upside down and the whole thing almost got wrecked. But basically, it feels like a Pro controller, but actually it's not. It's not as premium. You'll notice it, especially like if you compare it side by side. There's definitely a big difference. In fact, I have to say this is more shit than the Xbox 360 controller. This is very unuser-friendly. This is what safety looks like to you guys. Another thing that we're gonna find in the box is going to be the dock itself. But guys, be aware that I've actually did some research. People have been complaining that the Nintendo Switch screen was getting scratched with the dock. Here's gonna be the Nintendo Switch, which doesn't have a lot of things during launch day. I hit the floor, not something important. The concern that I have with the Nintendo Switch is that it's like a tablet. It would make an amazing tablet. This screen is incredible. It is 720p. People are gonna complain, but my dad has a Samsung Galaxy S7, which is the front-facing camera that's recording me right now. It's not the front, it's the rear-facing on the Samsung. But basically, right now, that camera is recording me, and that screen is great, but it's not better than the Nintendo Switch. I'm serious. You can't notice these pixels. Like, you don't see any kind of aliasing and stuff unless you look up real close, but it's not like you're gonna look that close to the Switch. I still can't get over my mind as to how amazing this screen on the Nintendo Switch is. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. I can't see anything that comes close. Hold on, I'm just gonna show you guys for a few more seconds just so that you would understand how it looks like. But I can't find myself like finding a better screen than this. This is like the best tablet screen I've ever seen, and it's 720p. That is so amazing. Nintendo, you did a great job with the system. There are so many things that I love about your system. You did so good, except for one thing: media. I want to be able to log into Facebook on this thing. I want to be able to watch YouTube videos. I want to watch Netflix. Even though it's 720p, I bet you anything that the way the screen is, it's so incredible that I would enjoy watching Netflix. By the way, guys, so the Joy-Cons do the very high quality sound right here. Check this out. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I'm gonna probably do it right next to the microphone. Look at that. That satisfying sound actually does the sound from the speakers. So I'm gonna do this again, but this time hold the speaker a little bit closer. See that? It even does a satisfying click without the audio. So like, it does a sound effect, but without the audio, you guys are probably gonna hear it right here, right now. That's a very satisfying click. So Nintendo was true with their device and the promises that they made. So Nintendo, if you're afraid that people like me are going to be able to tap wire into your system, or not tap wire into your system, but I mean like hack your Nintendo Switch through the web browser, you shouldn't be afraid, because people like me who understand how hardware works and been doing it since they were kids could basically tap wire into this thing. If I take this apart, unless you do some kind of self-destruct sequence where as soon as like I unscrew some bolts and this thing like just blows up in my face and stuff, and it's going to be really crazy. But basically, I could connect it through a USB cable, soldering a few wires on the chip to my computer desktop, and I'll be able to benchmark it from my computer to see how much performance the Nintendo Switch actually has. Well, I'm a developer, so I'm going to do it anyway, but it's not like I'm actually going to hack your system and, you know, sell games for free and stuff and do illegal shit, because I do have a high respect for companies who try to make money off of the systems. I understand you guys have been developing this for years. You've been trying to develop this Zelda Breath of the Wild for many years, so I have great respect for companies who actually put a lot of time and effort, and especially when they come out with great products like this. This is why you should do the Switch. This is why you should switch from your Xbox One or PlayStation 4, because of this thing. You know, it's freaking awesome. So Zelda Breath of the Wild, which by the way, guys, you said a few people have been complaining that the Zelda Breath of the Wild has been tasting a little bit funny. I honestly do not want to do that because that is plastic, and if anything, the chemicals will still be there. You'll possibly be able to catch cancer. So a lot of people who are tasting it and stuff, making reviews, you guys are kind of, I don't want to say it, sometimes stupid with those kind of things. Look how awesome I look. Like, this is so awesome. I'm like, yo, I got a Switch. You guys, like, I'm cool because I own a Switch. This is why I'm cool, because I make no sense. And I don't need to because I have a Switch. There's a reason why it's overpriced. It's because it's a freaking tablet that could play console games. Okay, you can't do that with an Xbox. There's no such thing as an Xbox Switch. That could be the next thing, like next year or something like that. So I really do love the Switch. Amazing screen. If you could add Netflix, I will watch Netflix on this thing more than ever, more than on my phone, because even that 1440p on the Samsung S7 is garbage compared to this. When I looked at some of the screenshots on here and on the 7, even my desktop monitor cannot perform as good as this mod. Like, the RGB is almost 100%. This is amazing. I love this. Another cool thing that you could do with the Switch is you could pop out here on the back. And if you break it, like pop it too much out, you could actually like just put it back in. It's fine. You could store your micro SD card in here. Here's two ventilation systems for the Switch. Now, a lot of you might be asking, why did Nintendo actually include a fan in this type of system? Like, why can't they just have it like a regular tablet? If I don't know. So the performance is better than the regular tablet, which says a lot about the chip being overclocked, so that's what they need to cool it. But at the same time, this is a console, this is not a tablet, and after about a year or two, the electrical components inside the system actually start to wear out because they overheat a lot because of the passive cooling. But with the Nintendo Switch, because it's basically a fan is cooling the system, so it's not going to overheat as much, the system is going to last longer, and it should, because this is an actual console supported by Nintendo. This isn't like a 3DS or a 2DS. This is a full console. This is their next-gen console, and it should last at least 4 to 5 years. Maybe. I know a lot of people are saying about 4 screens, but the approach of the 720p screen, I am just impressed. I've never seen any 720p screen look this darn good. People have been complaining, so this is quick. This is actually a pro that Nintendo listens to people when they complain about these certain problems. So people said that there's going to be some kind of desyncing problem with the Nintendo Switch with its controllers. There's absolutely no problem. Nintendo did an update, and now we're here playing, and there's no latency, there's no frame rate problems or anything like that. I'm like way across the room. I'm probably gonna die. Did I die? No, I did not die. This thing is amazing. The color accuracy is just incredible. I could see myself watching Netflix and stuff. The only thing that I have concerned about the Nintendo Switch is a simplistic web browser, a Netflix, a YouTube, and Hulu, and maybe an update that allows you to play 4K on the go. So you watch like 4K videos on, well, you can't do that because it's 720p, but can't you like downscale it or something? Because it has the power to do that, and it would make the image quality of things like look so much better with this screen. It's amazing. There's nothing I could complain about. Even if I want to complain about it not having Netflix or Hulu, I still can't because it's amazing. Man, I was waiting for 4 months of this thing, and I thought it wasn't gonna impress me because of the web browser stuff, but no, it impresses me. It even has like gyro motion control stuff. So in general, great device. So if you guys enjoyed my unboxing video, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, go and smack that dislike. And if you want to see more future videos on my YouTube channel, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.